Hello, hello, all. It's Britta here from Aligned and Undefined with February's Akashic message. This is the collective message for February 2026. What do we need to know as a collective to navigate the energies incoming to the best of our ability? As always, I do pull a wisdom keeper from my Wisdom Keepers Inner Guidebook and Oracle deck by Dr. Rosie Aronson. These are based off of the 64 gene keys, the 64 gates in human design, for those of you familiar with that. As I shuffle, I always do get messages from my intuitive guides from the records. I mean, the records aren't open from whatever is channeling through. And as I was shuffling the cards, I heard, and this has been a message that's come through the past 3 months, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. So very much an invitation to turn inward and find that peace within us, regardless of what's going on outside. January was disruptive. February will be too, but differently. Perspective is everything. Return to your joy. Feel your feelings to return to your joy. So this is not an invitation to disregard any painful feelings that are emerging, regardless of if that's coming up internally or if that's because of what's going on outside of us. But feel your feelings to return to your joy. And I drew the 56 Wisdom Keeper, which I love because this is my vocation in the Gene Keys, for those of you who are familiar with that. The shadow of this is distraction, and the gift is enrichment. And so being really mindful this month about how we're distracting ourselves, how distraction is getting in the way, whether that's from outer or inner distractions. It can be both. And how can we find the enrichment in our lives? In the Gene Keys book, Richard Rudd talks about how like one sip of wine can be the most enriching thing. We don't have to go overboard, but we can enjoy and find balance in the little things in life, and not get distracted by them. So that could show up in like how you're using social media, like that shows up a lot for me. Just the foods we eat, the things that are fun that maybe we go overboard because we're not wanting to deal with real life stuff. So, but it could also be, the distraction of a lot of things happening in the news and in the world. And, that can be doom scrolling, and that's not healthy distraction either. So where can we find enrichment? This is also throat energy. So there's a lot of energy of storytelling in this gate. And so in this gene key, so finding the enrichment in the stories around you, speaking out, sharing your stories from a really enriching place. I really love this. I love this gate. I'm really excited about this Wisdom Keeper, if you can't tell, and I'm really excited to see how it shows up for us in February. With that said, I'm going to go into the Akashic Records. I chatted with my eyes closed, and so see you on the other side. Right, the Akashic Records for the collective consciousness are now open. I'm calling in all of our angels, guides, ancestors, and anyone else for our highest, truest, and gentlest good only. Records, please share with us what will benefit us to know to navigate the incoming energies of February 2026. How can we navigate the energies of February to the best of our ability? And as always, that throat energy is coming out. I always associate coughing with throat energy releasing. That's pretty much been consistent every time I open the collective records for the past probably 6 months now. So we have more throat energy activation happening in the month of February. what is really interesting is it got really quiet there for a moment. And that doesn't usually happen when I'm channeling the collective records. And I think there is a message here in giving ourselves space to decompress from the events of January. It was a very activating month at the collective level. A lot happened globally. And it has left many people feeling overwhelmed. It has left many people feeling heavy-hearted. And we need space as a collective to settle in the aftermath of January. And this is where this enrichment energy comes in. We live in a society that is very distracting. We have news cycles constantly telling us all the horrible things that are happening in the world. We have social media feeds that can give us all the things, all the information. We have so much information at our disposal, more than we ever have in human history. And to what extent is that helpful? So there really is an invitation, especially in the first 2 weeks of this month, to allow ourselves to step back from the distractions, to really question, where am I being distracted and I don't even know it? Because it's such a part of my way of living and being that I have just accepted this distraction as normal. Where are you being distracted and where is it not helpful? How can you return back to yourself? How can you return back to your body, to your heart? So there is an invitation to step back these first 2 weeks of February. Doesn't mean do nothing. That doesn't mean sit around and watch TV for 2 weeks. I mean, if you have the time and you want to do it, sure, whatever, but that's probably also a distraction. It's more just really being mindful and conscious of what you're consuming, how you're spending your time, and if you need a break. That could look like a nap, it could look like extra sleep. It could also look like taking a break from those things that you've figured out are distracting you and actually doing something that really lights you up and gives you excitement. Investing time in your favorite hobby. Maybe you've gotten away from that over the past number of years. Investing time in the things that really matter to you, getting really clear on what matters to you, and finding enrichment in that. Because we as a collective need to settle. All of us. Some of us will be more intentional about this than others. If you're tuning into this message, you're going to probably take this message seriously. But there is this settling of energy that must happen. That doesn't mean that things at the collective level are going to turn off, that the news cycle is going to turn off. It's not. There are still things that are going to be happening that are probably upsetting to people. But you also get to decide how much attention you want to give to that. And you get to decide how you want to respond to the information that you are consuming. First 2 weeks are about stepping back. Next 2 weeks, we have the Year of the Fire Horse starting in mid-February, around the 3rd week. And that is a much faster energy than 2023 2025 year of the snake. We're closing out the year of the snake energy right now at the early months of 2026. And so there's a lot of integration that needs to happen from January, these first 2 months. Yet there's also that last minute shedding of that year of the snake that is also happening for many people. So when the year of the fire horse starts, things are going to pick up. And more will be asked of many of us collectively. And you may find that your energy levels are all of a sudden just higher, that your urge to create more is coming more online, that things just feel like they're maybe coming together a little bit more smoothly. So again, we return to this energy of distraction versus enrichment. When the fire horse energy starts mid-month, it's going to be fast. And it might feel like there are so many ways that you want to be looking. Again, what is distracting you? What is enriching you? That's going to help you get really, really clear as we move into the Chinese New Year, this new animal energy, which is prominent in the Chinese New Year, this fire force energy, fire fast. Fire burns, but it can also give us life, keeps us warm. How are you using that fire with the fire horse? Are you going to let it burn things down, or are you going to let it give you life? The horse is fast moving too. Horsepower. That's why we have that term, horsepower. So it's all about what is really, truly enriching you as we close out this year of the snake, as we release those last tendrils of what is not serving us any longer in the year of the snake, as we really integrate and settle our collective nervous system after the events of January. And as we move into this year of the fire horse, which is going to be asking so much more of us than many of us have experienced in our lifetimes thus far. Make it really clear what enriches us as we move into that energy. There's a lot on offer this month. There's a lot that can start to manifest truly starting this month. Some of you have seen seeds of that already in January, but you're going to see the fruits really come on board. Some things, like we're talking like things that many of you have been manifesting for years. You're going to start to see the fruits of that this month. If you can get a really, really, really clear insight into what is distracting you, because you got to cut those distractions out to make the most of this month, to make the most of this new year as we enter the new year of the fire horse. And of course, it feels like a lot is being asked of you now. It feels like a tall order. It feels like, oh, I have so much to do. I need to be so aware of what's distracting me. But also, don't let that become a distraction. Don't let this message become a distraction, because we know many of you who are watching this, you will let it become a distraction. So there's also the invitation to listen to this message and just throw it out the window after you hear it. You don't need to think about it. Just just take it in, let it go, live your life. Don't forget to have fun in the process. Don't forget to find that time for joy. It is more important than ever in this year, which will be very destabilizing. We've already seen that to some extent in January, to find and stay in our joy. Systems must fall for them to be reborn. And this is the year where that is going to become more clear than ever before. So take your time to rest these first 2 weeks as your body feels called to, and get ready to go once that year of the fire horse officially begins. So take a breath together. Let's get going. We are very much looking forward to seeing how this month plays out for all of you. It does have the potential to bear some pretty incredible fruit, or at least the starts of it, should you allow it to. That is all. All right. The Akashic Records are closed. All right, YouTube, if you are watching the replay on YouTube, I would love to know how it resonated. If you want to leave me a comment, like this video, subscribe if you feel so called. Yeah, let me know how it resonated. I would love to know. I hope you guys have a fantastic February. I am going to return to my gathering with the people who are on the live call. So ciao for now, YouTube. Bye-bye.